BYU's mission statement says, all relationships within the BYU community should reflect devout love of God and a loving, genuine concern for the welfare of our neighbor. We believe everyone is a beloved son or daughter of heavenly parents, and each one of us has a divine nature and destiny. That is a very powerful truth, and it's the basis for our commitment to respecting others.
The Honor Code includes a commitment to respect others. These two words are so important to the BYU experience.
As a campus community, we should rise above words and actions that demean someone for their race, gender, orientation, religion, or any other circumstance.
But showing respect is much more than just not being disrespectful. In today's story, you'll hear a variety of perspectives on the importance of respecting others.
I attended the Muslim high school in Lagos, Nigeria, and I was the only member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in the whole school. It wasn't easy, but we learned to love, understand, and respect one another there. I believe that this kind of unity can and should develop among students at BYU. I don't think anyone here is trying to be offensive, but we could try to be more inclusive. Walk a mile in the shoes of someone different than you to see what it's really like.
In my internship at the Women's Leadership Institute, I learned that the way we talk about gender impacts the opportunities people get. Surveys around the country and at BYU show that many women and men have sexist comments directed at them during their college experience. These hurtful comments aren't always about appearance. Sometimes they're directed at decisions that students are making and paths that they pursue. We can be more intentional and thoughtful with our words to more accurately represent what is in our hearts toward each other. God has a plan for each one of us, so let's talk to each other in a way that respects the different things that He wants us to do and become.
I participate in BYU Civil Rights Seminar. Each year, seminar participants learn the history of the Black Freedom Movement from pre-slavery until modern times. They then travel south to get proximate to a history that reveals Rosa Parks' tenacity, John Lewis's hope and perseverance, and the suffering and courage of many who are unnamed in history, like those in Selma who marched for voting rights. Students with many diverse ethnic backgrounds confront hard-hitting realities about history and each other, and emotions can get pretty raw. The experience has the potential to help the group form very strong bonds, but there's no guarantee of that. It really takes a commitment to form, in the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a beloved community where they strive to see each other as spiritual brothers and sisters.
I deliberately chose to stay at BYU for my graduate degree, even knowing that I am gay, because of the people and the connections I have made here. BYU is home. It's easy to respect someone when you know them personally, but we don't and we can't know all that someone is going through, has gone through, or what hits close to home. What it really comes down to is having respect for other people and respect for sacred topics, sexuality included. We can choose to treat everyone, even those who may be listening on the outskirts of the conversation, with respect.
I'm Baptist, I'm from Denver, Colorado, and I'm on the track team here at Brigham Young University. In an activity with Liz Darger in the Upper Campus SAC, I realized that how people identify me here, which is non-LDS, is not how I'm identified back at home. The most interesting thing that I hear from people on this campus is that they can't tell that I'm not a member of the church because I'm so nice, which is kind of a backwards compliment because you're basically insinuating that if you're not a member of the church, then you're not as nice or approachable. From my personal experience, I feel respected when people are willing to set aside their assumptions and ask me questions in a respectful manner.
Living in student housing is a great way to learn how to get along with others. You get to live with people who have very different experiences and backgrounds. Interestingly, the person we learn most about is ourselves. Generally, students try their best to be disciples of Christ, but we've all got blind spots. Students sometimes don't realize the way they talk, the things they do, how they represent themselves, or even decorate their rooms can be hurtful to others. The university experience creates an intensive time of learning for everyone, but not all lessons are taught in the classroom. We regularly see beautiful changes in students' lives as they broaden their perspectives and come to love and respect each other for their differences.
At the Center for Conflict Resolution, we develop peacemaking leaders. We teach conflict transformation skills to BYU students, and we show them that they can be respectful despite their disagreements in order to resolve conflicts. We teach people to develop an outward mindset. In conflict, we tend to see people as obstacles or as irrelevant, or even as vehicles to be used. With an outward mindset, we see people as people, with goals, needs, and objectives just like our own. By sharing what matters to us, and by listening to what matters to others, we can learn to respect and even admire those with opposing beliefs.